Hello everybody and welcome to Cooper Studios. Thank you for watching. This is Brickfilming Friday and I'm going to try to show you how I'm reverting back to my older methods of filmmaking with an older camera. If you saw my last Brickfilming Friday, my 5D Mark II camera broke. The USB cable is damaged. So I can't tether my camera to my laptop like I normally do. So what I've done is I've whipped out my old camera. This is the camera I shot Battle of the Brick on, that I shot so many of my original films on, and it's still working. So I'm shooting it here. Now the process is exactly the same. What I'm doing now is I'm animating all these little guys running down this street, and the camera is on a dolly. So the big downside is camera quality and lack of live mode. So I don't know if you can see it, but I'm working on my computer here. Oh yeah, you can see it. And I can tap through the different, I can play what I've already filmed, right? But without live mode, it's hard for me to toggle back and forth between what's currently on the screen and what's there. So what I have to do is I have to move everything, take a picture, analyze, do manual toggle, go back and forth and see if the last picture is the same as what's there, and then change everything that needs to be changed, and then take another picture and refine as needed. So it just makes the process a little bit more cumbersome, and it takes a little bit more time. That's why I need to figure out this problem with the 5D Mark II. Or find the money to buy a new camera. I would just buy the 5D Mark III and then attach the small HD's Kickstarter project, the USB cable protector that they created. So I'm going to take a shot here and show you how I'm doing this. So the first step in the process is to move the dolly this way. Now I've created this gear system here. It's the same thing I used in Battle of the Brick. And the gear system is based on a worm gear setup that actually came in the Lego Robotics Mars set, the very first edition of the robotics set. They came out with an expansion pack called Mars Explorer or something. So I took one of the rover designs and just created this dolly out of it. So what I do is here I've marked this gear and I turn it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I started only with 1 turn. But now the speed has increased as the characters start running, and so now it's at 3 turns. So this is the most painful process. I have to go in here. There's little clay bits on all the little feet, and you can see the clay bits in the film, but because it doesn't matter, it's just more for the entertainment, and it's not it's not going to be on TV or anything, so I don't really care. You got to move each little piece. I kind of go up and down the street, sorry, it's hard to talk and concentrate at the same time. Let's see here. But sometimes I get it wrong and I have to go back and say, oh wait, the left leg moved instead of the right leg. But I've got it down pretty much right now. And with each arm, with each leg that goes up, the opposite arm also goes up. I'm always falling. So I don't mind doing it this way. And this might even be the most difficult shot of this entire project. It's just a pain in my butt to do it this way. And I even considered changing the storyboard setup so that this shot didn't even appear in the movie, but I said, hey, you know what? I've already set it up. It'll be one complicated shot. It'll take me a few hours, and I'll get it done. Now, what I've also done here, a little magic trick in the back of all these guys, what I've done is instead of moving them individually, I've attached them to a single plate. And what I do is I just kind of move the gun or their arm a little bit, maybe make them bob their head, but because the camera can't see past all the guys in the front back here, it makes the process go much smoother to attach them to plates, and then I just sort of move all of the plates ahead a little bit, and that saves me time, and the process also, it still looks pretty good. Now some of the guys in the back I'm not even moving their legs either. I'm just moving them forward a little bit because the camera can't see the legs, and it doesn't make sense to move things that no one's going to see. So this is definitely a painful process on my lower back. My lower back feels it. I wish I had like a suspending thing, sort of like the dad in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids when he's looking for the kids in the lawnmower. I mean on the lawn. Just something to support me. Maybe I should get one of those weightlifting belts or something similar. Now, because there's so many characters moving at the same time, some of the movement is a little jittery, but you know, I'm shooting at 12 frames a second, 24 frames per second, and I'm shooting doubles. So the movement looks good. You know, if I need really slow movement, I go for really slow movement. But because they're running and it's supposed to be hectic, the shot is only a couple seconds long also. It doesn't really make a difference. You get the idea. It looks hectic and actually looks kind of funny and crazy and adds some bit of, I don't know, bit of happiness, joy, whatever you want to call it, a little craziness. Let's see. Oh, I moved that guy already. Yeah, sometimes I pick him up and I'm like, wait a minute. I did that. Some of this clay appears on the bottoms. That's all right. I don't know if you're keeping track, but it's taken me a good couple minutes just to complete one shot. And I started here. So they've moved this far since, you know, I started working on it. And I've had to shut off the camera and, you know, do some errands and do other things and go to my part-time job and do other stuff and then come back because it takes so long. But because I have it set up and I have the do not touch sign, it looks exactly the same when I come back to it. So I'm even learning that breaks are important to keeping my mental sanity here. Okay. Move all these little guys. What I've also done for this scene is I thought it would be fun to mix up all the colors. So what I have is the traditional Lego yellow on some of their faces, but I also have the tan. Some of them are darker faces. Some of them are, I think there's Harry Potter characters in here somewhere. We have this guy. I love this guy. This is like a Mr. T character with a mohawk up front. He's pretty fun. We got a Canadian Mountie up here. I don't know why, but he's kind of like a police character. Okay, so I think I've done it. Now, this is the most difficult part. You got to take the picture and not move. Uh-oh. Failed to capture an image. That's not good. I don't like seeing something like that. Let's see. There we go. Okay, now I have the next image. Now what I have to do is I have to toggle back and forth to see if everything was right. And I'm looking for inconsistencies here. Like these guys, I can tell they moved a little too fast. So I put them back a little bit. On the whole though, it's pretty good. That guy moved, didn't even move. I've got to keep most of they're running, so their body weight has to move forward instead of them being jerky around. But it's near impossible to do it for every single one. I'm paying attention to their foot movements because sometimes I mess up and I put, you know, their left leg is supposed to go down, but instead I move the right leg forward, and so I have to go back and switch it over again. So I'll delete that last frame, take another frame. Now I notice another problem. This blue-hatted guy moved backwards instead of forwards. So move him forward. Anything else? I still don't like how fast these guys moved. Okay. Now this is the problem without live mode. You have to keep taking pictures and do it back. At least it's not shooting with film, because if I was shooting with film, I would be taking the image with a clicker. I did that once on a Bolex in college, and you just have to keep going, and then you send it away to the development team, and then the developer lab, and then when it comes back, you have to look it over, and then if it screws up, you're like, oh wow, I guess I have to shoot that again, or just live with it. All right, coming along nicely. So that's just what I'm working on now. That's the current process. I hope you enjoyed that. Please stay tuned to Cooper Studios here and Brickfilming Fridays. I'm trying to keep up with the regular videos, but I'm working on this project, and it's taking me a long time, so I'm devoting most of my time to this. Stay tuned. YouTube.com/Coobers. I'm on Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter lately. So follow me on Twitter, @Coobers. The Facebook group, the Flickr, the Instagram, all that good stuff. See you later, everybody. Take care.
Cooper Studios.